So, what to do when you face office politics, and how can one handle it without giving up to the negativity?
So, the first point I would invite you to consider is that organizations are inherently political in nature, and I'm using it in a good sense because there is paucity of resources, there are only those number of jobs, there are more competitors. So, let's acknowledge that inherently we are working in a political environment, and it could be very good, not necessarily in a bad way. It becomes negative when it starts getting toxic, and therefore to prevent that, I would say the first thing is to prevent that, to really understand the lay of the land. When we join work, it's very important for us to start mapping the stakeholders. Who are the key players? How do I start building my influence? How do I start building my networks around that? So that we are not at the end of just office politics in a negative way or the toxicity of it.
I want to touch upon the topic that you actually started with. You said that it's not always negative when you're talking about office politics. So, how can it be used for getting positive outcomes?
So let's say I have built my networks, and let me take a hypothetical case. There is a job opening where your competency is great. You're well suited for the role, and maybe there are three other players along with you. The question is, the key stakeholders, how many of them really know of you? Who are the people who can put a word for you? So therefore, who are the networks that you can leverage in a good way? Let's say I'm handling a team and I need more resources. Who can I go out and get resources or information so that my team can work better? This is where what we say is it's a very positive way of leveraging your influence, of building your networks, which helps us in a positive outcome because you're doing it for your team, you're doing it for the larger good of your team.
Could you give us some tips for managing office politics?
All right, first, understanding that politics is not necessarily bad and it's going to happen good or bad regardless. Two, your ability to quickly start understanding the critical stakeholders so you are able to start building relationships and building your networks with them. Three, my ability to have a difficult conversation when I'm perceiving a situation is going south. So as opposed to brooding about it or assuming about it, having the courage to really have that conversation and getting my voice up on the table. I think these three things can manage a lot of this dilemma of office politics to a large extent.
Thank you for some of the great tips. We would like to discuss a little bit more about some topics you touched upon, like how to actually identify lay of the land. Is there a way one can coach themselves? But that's on to our next video.